Hey y'all, it is Tag Tuesday and I am going to be doing another tag video for you. This will be the Hobbies and Pastime tags, so stick around to see what my answers to these questions are. Hey y'all, it's Jen and welcome back to my channel Ifers Inklings. Today is Tag Tuesday and that means I have a tag video for you. Now, I will be doing the Hobbies and Pastimes tag. This original tag was created by Mark Nash, and I will link his video down below. I was tagged to do this video by Celia, and I will also tag her. I will also link her video in the description box as well. Let's get into this tag. Now, I'm going to say that some of these were extremely difficult for me because I don't remember minute details that this tag requires. So, let's bear with me here. Question number 1 is all about sports. A novel with the best sporting contest or event. And I actually don't read a lot of books about sports or with sporting contests or such. I could have gone with the Quidditch matches in Harry Potter, but spoiler alert, I'm using Harry Potter for a different one. And I didn't want to double up on them. So I am going to go with Mudville by Curtis Scaletta. Quite honestly, I don't remember a lot about this book. I read it in 2015. So it's been a minute, but it's about baseball, and basically it's been raining there for so long that everything is muddy, and so nobody's been able to play baseball in something like 22 years, but it revolves around this great baseball game once the rain stops 22 years later. Question number 2 is music. A novel with the best musician or composer character. For this one, I'm going to go with This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Our Dark Duet is the second book in this duology, and it would fit for this as well. One of the main characters, or the main character in this book, is a monster who lures people to their destruction by music. He plays the violin, but it's a haunting, sweet story. The premises of this book is what would happen if the crimes that we committed resulted in a physical manifestation of an actual monster. Question number 3 is collecting. A novel with someone who collects things. So I'm going to go a little morbid on this answer, and my answer for that is going to be Mishling by Affinity Konar. And this is a book all about Dr. Mangala in the Mangala Zoo, who he collected children, especially twins, triplets, and then any other children who were oddities. Question number 4 is Cookery, a novel with a great cooking or dining scene. Now, I'm just going to use one of these, but I'm going with Harry Potter for this. And this is the first book, but the dining scenes, especially at Christmas time in here, are just phenomenal. You get the most descriptive meal and just this vast dining feast. They're done really well, and they're my favorite dining scenes. Question number 5 is art, a novel with a painter, sculptor, or painting in it. I think I left a word off. In it. And for this one, I'm going with a graphic novel. This is The Sculptor by Scott McCloud. And the premises of this graphic novel is that the character is a struggling artist. He's a sculptor, and he makes a deal with the devil of sorts to be the best sculptor around, can do anything he wants, make anything he wants. But he only has something like 212 days. And of course, in that process, he takes the deal because he doesn't think he has anything to live for. And so what if his life is going to end in 212 days? He is going to be a famous sculptor known around the world, and he gets to do what he loves. But in the meantime, in those 200 days, he ends up falling in love and realizing that maybe life is worth more than just his art. Question number 6 is hunting, a novel with a hunting or fishing scene. And for that one, I'm going to show you Rune and Rising, which is by Leigh Bardugo. This is the 3rd book in the Grishaverse series. Really, so in this series, this book particular, they do a lot of hunting. They are looking for these special animals that can create an amplifier for the main character in here. And that's all I'm going to say, because anything else would be extremely spoilerish. Question number 7 is gardening, a novel with descriptions of gardening or flowers. And for that one, I'm going with The Enchanted Islands by Alison Amend. This whole book, the majority of this book takes place on the Galapagos Islands, and of course those are remote islands where you have to grow and to feed your own food and scavenge pretty much to get the majority of your substance. You're going to have to grow it yourself. So it talks a lot about the different seeds and a lot of the different plants and gardening and how they sustained life for the years that they were on the Galapagos Islands. Question number 8 is birdwatching, a novel in which a bird is featured in it. And this one I'm going to go with The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. It's a painting of a bird, but it's like the whole plot is around this painting of this bird, of this goldfinch. And I hated the book, but it fits the category, right? Question number 9 is Family Tree Genealogy, a novel which features several generations of a family. And for that, I'm going with Midnight at the Electric by Jodi Lynn Anderson. This book jumps between timelines. There's 3 distinct timelines in this book. One is futuristic, one is a more recent past, and the other one is even further in the past than that, if I remember correctly. Maybe there's only 2. But it all follows one particular family and how they all interact with each other and came about to what is going on in the modern day. Question number 10 is modeling, a book in which someone constructs a model or a model railway set or something in miniature. I don't have I don't have an answer for that prompt because I don't know. I know I've read something about someone who made like models. I don't know if it was model cars or model trains or whatever, but I just can't think of what book that was in. And a scroll through my Goodreads, I went all the way back to 2015, guys, and I cannot it doesn't trigger in my memory. Question number 11 is homebrewing, a book that contains moonshine, bootleggers, or unlicensed drinking. And for this one, I'm going to go with The Bang Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. This is a collection of short stories that feature Magnus Bane, who is one of the characters in the, in all of her stories, all of her novels set in the Shadowhunter world. So Magnus is a warlock and they live forever. And so several of the stories features strongly around the 1920s in New York City and features several, talks a lot about the Prohibition and speakeasies. 12 is gambling, a novel that features a gambler or a scene of gambling. For that, I'm going to go a little outside of what the norm as well. And I'm going to go with Warcross by Marie Lu. Wildcard would also work for this prompt. This is a duology set in the same world, but it's a gaming world, virtual reality type gaming, and they place bets on the games, and also there's a pirate underground that also places bets, but there's a lot of gambling based in the underground on the games themselves. And the final question here is cosplay, anything that involves a character dressing up or distinguishing themselves. For this one, I'm going to go with The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. It is a middle grade story about kids dressing up as Halloween. There are 7 of them. And they each dress up as something different. Maybe there's only 5 of them. One's a pirate, one's a mummy, one is a ninja, one's a skeleton, one's something else. I don't remember all the characters, but they go, they're all dressed up at this, but they go through this adventure that correlates to whatever they're dressed up as. So it's real cute middle grade story. I read it every year on Halloween. Now to tag people. I am going to tag 3 people. I'm going to tag Amy Gets Lit, Hierarchy of Reads, and Monse's Manifesto. These are very hard, very interesting questions, and I can't wait to see everybody's answers. So if you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, share, and leave me a comment down below. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.